Good morning. Today I have had about an hour's sleep, maybe 2, but I am up and we are moving. It's cold, but not too cold. Saying that, I do have a big jacket on. And in true Jenny fashion, we're going up, up, up. Most of the first half of this ride. But it's going to be a nice one, so let's get to it. I'm in a stonking headwind, so it's been quite hard work, but I'm up the Granton Road today, off to Logie and Darnaway Estate, Connor to be precise, which is lovely to cycle through, and I've picked lots of hills. So hopefully I'll be nice and cozy. Not the best for when you're tired, but I'm sure I'll feel good afterwards. Let's go. Sun's still not up yet. It's not too early either, it's just that it basically doesn't get light here. Still up Granton, chugging along into this headwind. The reason I picked this route today is it is kind of hilly to keep me warm, but you go kind of up and down the glens a bit, so you do get some protection from the wind, but not a lot. I mean, there's going to be open sections, but I've tried my best. Oh, we're recovering from I don't know how many viral bugs. Poor wee Alex has been in hospital. We took home norovirus from the hospital, so we're all just a bit flat, and that's why I've not been out riding. I've done a few turbos, but even then it was hard. So wee ones at home with Dad, still not feeling great, but I just needed to get out because this week we've got an amber warning for rain and snow. So I just wanted to get out today. I didn't get out yesterday because Adam was doing a run, so my day today. But it just resulted in a horrendous last night sleep. So this route's got options I can't cut short, but we'll just see. I think I need it. It's already feel a wee bit better. Just been out, so. Quiet roads. This is one of the busier roads in the area, so I just got my lights on and everything to be careful. Still going up, almost at the top of this first kind of hill. I think I'll delayer because the winter jacket's too hot for climbing, but the second half of this ride I will need it. So there's been so many good passes right over the white line. It's really impressive actually. Don't get that often. But I have to say these roads, because they're big enough, I've had some really lovely passes, which is nice. But almost at the top. And then I'll delayer. I brought a waterproof as well because it is going to rain. But I was that desperate to get out. I'm like, I don't care, I'll get wet. It's like a scenic birds. They're swarming me! Almost at Logie. For a nice descent, but I'm going to take this jacket off first. Nice little wall. Down to don't. The thing is, I don't want to sweat too much because then I'll get cold, so the plan is to take this off. Even though I'm about to descend, I go straight up on the other side, and then they're a little more descending, and then straight back up another big climb. So I'm going to take this off now, so I have a jersey underneath, and then hopefully I won't overly sweat. Oh, it's so nice to be out, although it is difficult in this headwind, but I've just been locked, like we've just been indoors. Like we can even put the wee one to nursery, he was that ill, they were like no. Just, you know, even when he was recovering, he was so vulnerable to picking up more so we've had to have him off for quite a while, which has been lovely, like having him home and for Christmas and things, but I just feel so sorry for him. There's nothing worse. But it has meant that we've restricted, like, even going to the shops and stuff. Like, Adam and I have been taking it in turns. I just want to give him a wee break, but he seemed to have picked up something else, and he's, like, last night was just coughing again. So obviously we get them as well, like all the symptoms and whatnot. I think the worst was picking up norovirus for the hospital. Oh my days, I've never been, like, it was every 15 minutes on the dot for 12 hours being sick. It was like, oh god. And then we were back in the hospital that night, like the next night, so we had literally 24 hours to kind of get over it, which, and we were only just starting to eat again, which has been like a week. So I think we're all just a little bit, ooh, that bag just fits that jacket in. Yeah, we've all just been a bit wiped out. I don't know about all yourselves. I hope you have managed to have a nice Christmas. This is a new top that I've been gifted to give feedback on for a make called Luca, Ride Luca, and they actually do women specific stuff. And I have to tell you, it's super comfortable. Like, the fabric is really super soft. It's like you're not wearing a jersey. It's like that light. And they do a jacket as well. I quite like the colour, but I really like the seams on the shoulder, because they don't like have the usual seam across the top. And I find in cycling where you either fits perfectly or you're too short or too big for the shoulders, it's really hard to fit correctly, whereas these don't have those seams, so it fits really nicely. I'm wearing a size 8 and I'm managing to get plenty of layers underneath, a little bit more room, so I could have maybe taken a smaller size down, but I have to say it's very comfortable so far. I'm going to check their stuff out if you're a lady, but yeah, I'm definitely finding it comfortable. So right, we're about to head down that descent. Woohoo! And we're off that big road, so fun downhill awaits us, and then we kick up on the other side, and then we go back down again, and then a really hoofer of a climb on the other side. So I don't want to hang about too much and get cold, so we'll get going. Up one bit, and then we've got a little break before we go up again, and then before we go down. I don't know if you can see it, but down there it's Vintarn River, which is lovely. It's a really nice walk down here, one called Randolph Sleep. It's really deep and gorgeous, like big deep gorges. A lot of kayakers and stuff go down there, or the canoes. No, kayaks here. I went for a walk near all these big drops and edges when I was pregnant. I was like, this is so wrong. Never felt so stupid and unsafe, but it is perfectly safe. It's just that you feel like that when you're pregnant and carrying someone you're looking after. So I get up to the top of this spray to a crossroads, and I take a nice little descent down to a bridge over the river, and then up the other side. Still climbing. Climb. Okay, so bear with me. This is where the GoPro died and I had to reset it, kind of thing. And doing that, you have to take out the mic case and put it back in. And for some reason it didn't connect again, so I have no sound for the rest of this video. So bear with me, I'll just do like a voiceover. I've just come up the hill behind me there, and I'm about to descend onto Relugus Bridge and go up on over the other side in the glen. So yeah, just bear with me, I'm really sorry, it's not the best. See how pretty that is? That's the Fintarn River, and that's Relugus Bridge just at the bottom of that descent. That's me talking to myself, because no one can hear you, Jen. So that's me out the other side and climbing up towards Cotton Cable. Not friendly gradients, it just gets steeper and steeper as that road goes up. But it is actually a really lovely road again. That's on the other side there where we just came up onto the from Relugus, so that was the other side we've just been, and that's me climbing up this side. It is actually a really pretty sky, so that's why I didn't want to just not show you this video. I'm hoping to do it again in the future, this ride, with the whole sound, but that's just if you want to see it. This is just the climb out, so I've done that steepest bit. The views were amazing. The camera just doesn't really give it justice at all, but it's just worth that climb. It's got a few steep sections in it, but once you get to the top where I am now, it's really pretty. The wind, though, as you can see by my saying that trees in the background, was really relentless at this point. So this is me going through the Conicaval estate. So this is where you can see capercaillies. If you don't know what a capercaillie is, it's literally a big grouse. It looks like a size of a turkey. They can be pretty vicious actually, but they're pretty cool. That's Conicaval. I actually stayed there for a wee while. You might have seen that in some other videos that I've done. Just this really small village, but because it's on the estate, it's always really well looked after. All the grass is really well trimmed and they're lovely little cottages. It's just a little small village. So at this point, I've just turned back into that brutal headwind to Whitemire. So these little back roads, again, they're really, really pretty, but with that headwind, it was awful. But it did look really festive because people still had their Christmas trees up and the little twinkly lights and all the little cottages. So yeah, it is a really pretty road to ride and it's really quiet. Not much cars come down because there is actually a more direct road, so I would highly recommend just come up that little brae to this little bus stop. I was sheltering in that bus stop just to get out of the wind because it was pretty lethal at this point. And there's also little standing stones at this one, so yeah, it's a nice place to stop and just get a rest, get a little banana stop if you want. So that's the stone circle I was talking about. There's actually quite a few of them in this area. It's just quite nice, just random bus stop and then they're right next to it. That little road is where I'm going. You can see the sun is really, really nice. Here I'm just describing where I'm about to go. So I'm about to go up more further climbs and then down over a ford and then up again. And then I turn back. So that should be a tailwind at my back. But yeah, the whole way so far I have had a headwind into my face. So that's me doing my happy dance because I know that I will be turning around to get that tailwind most of the way home. So yeah, I was pretty happy about that. Look at the sky though, super pretty, and it's not raining, so it was good. Whee! That's me going downhill, cycling into headwind, and there's tons of birds. I don't know what it was about that day, just there's loads of birds. It was like sea night birds. Don't know, maybe it was just the wind. And then that's me heading up the other side through what I call rhododendron alley because it's just full of rhododendrons and at the right time of year they're all in bloom and it's the prettiest road to go down, but it did give me a break from the wind, so I was very grateful for that. Look at that sunlight, so pretty. This is just coming up to Fortnightly. Again, Fortnightly is actually a really buzzing place, but it's the smoothest tarmac ever. And that's just before I turn down to the right there, down to go to the ford. So if you're looking out for it, it's quite a sharp turn back on yourself. And that's at the bottom where the ford is. So yeah, had been raining, but luckily it was the day before we have had amber warning, so it wasn't too bad. But as you can see, there is a footbridge, which, to be fair, even if it was low, I think I would be taking the footbridge over that because there are slippy, wet cobbles underneath that water. And just as I was trying to say that this is probably the safest area, I almost slipped on my butt. So just watch out because that bridge was really slippy when it was wet. I was like, yeah, it's super safe, la la la. I would prefer to go on this than the wet cobbles on my bike and not fall. And then I almost did. So yeah, just watch out for that. But it was quite high. Actually, I didn't think it was as deep, but then when I actually had a look, yeah, it was pretty deep. There's a little gauge next to it so you can kind of get an idea if you've never been there before. And then after this, you just turn up and you start climbing out again. So back up the other side. Up, 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 here I go. Again, stunning views. The day was just so nice. It was really dramatic with all the clouds and the sun and with that wind. But I mean, look at that sky. Moody. But that's you at the top once you've climbed up that other side and you're literally going down into Aldern from that side. So I had a bit of a nasty crosswind at that point. But again, I knew that I didn't have too long to go until I was going back down. So this is what we call the long mile. It's basically just a mile long road straight and with a slight descent. And with that tailwind, oh, it was amazing. And a nice rainbow to top it off. So I was just flying down that road, which was a nice break. Then you come to a T-junction. I was turning left down into Aldern, which is just down there. Again, it's a lovely descent, but the weather was taking a turn, so I thought, oh, I'll just zip up my waterproof. It'll just be a nice quick shower. Did not turn into a quick shower. It was pretty heavy and pretty wet, so I had to take shelter in a bus stop in Aldern and put on the heavy-duty jacket just to keep warm. And then I was turning also back into that horrendous headwind into like the Nairn direction, so I've just sped the next little bit up of me faffing around with kit, just kind of procrastinating about getting into that headwind because I really didn't want to. But from Aldern there is a fantastic cycle path, which I've never used actually before. I've normally just been in a group, so we normally are on the road, or if I'm just by myself, I've normally just went on the road, but I thought, why not? It's kind of windy, I'll just take that little path, and it ended up being a really nice one. It also takes you out along towards this little tunnel. If you don't know where it is, follow that road out to Aldern on the Nairn side, and then you'll see this little slope into a tunnel, and it means that you don't have to cross the really, really busy road, so the road from Inverness to Aberdeen. You can actually go underneath it, and I just thought I'd film it so you can see where it was, and because I never knew about it, and it took me quite a while to find it, but it is actually brilliant because it's not too bad a surface. There's obviously little holes and tufts and stuff, but considering I'd rather do that than go over that horrendous road, so that was a really good find. I actually got told about that. My mum told me about this one, and then from on the other side I just took the right turn down towards the back road to Nairn. So that's now me with the wind behind me again, after I've turned here. So I was again very happy for the little break, because that headwind was consistent all day and was just getting worse as the day went on. But it had stopped raining, so I was kind of happy. You can see by the sky, I mean, look how pretty that is, but that does sum up Scotland. Sunshine on one side and absolute grey and mucky on the other side. So I think I was just saying here that I hadn't actually seen any other cyclists out that whole day. I understand why, because that wind was so bad, but it was a little bit eerie, like there was no one else. But then here I was just coming back onto another road that next to Brodie, and I saw a cyclist, so you know what that meant. Catch the cyclist, catch the cyclist. There he is. So I was honing in on him. Then he looked round because my Garmin made a beep, and that was me just saying, oh, I'm almost got busted. But I ended up having a really good chat with the guy before peeling off. So yeah, I didn't film for a while because I was chatting to him. And then I took the Brumamoy back over to Forres, which that river the next day was almost burst its banks. So I was really glad to get out the day I did. I'm really sorry that this obviously hasn't got the audio that I wanted. And the editing obviously isn't as great because of that, but I thought I would like to share it just because of the sky, and the ride itself was really good. If you want me to share on a good day with the audio, please let me know. Thanks.